recording. All right. So I made my shackles right there. And so you can kind of see that I did this one. I made it that same 1.5 inches, and then I started the bend adjacent. So when I did that bend, where is it? Just kind of drew it off to the side, but I did it adjacent. So it would start at my 1.5 and then make everything outside of that. Then on the other one here, I made it just outside. So when I look at it, you can see that the two, so here's my inside, the smaller one, my bigger one, and then once I have my little tabs that I welded on, they make it line up so that the shackle is going to be the same width, front and back, and it's going to line up with it. Okay. So I made that. I have a sub-assembly for this whole thing. And so I went through and I started making some sub-assemblies. I have my frame component, which is all of those pieces. I have the rear shackle, which is those, including the bolts. And then I have the fixed shackle, which is the front part. Maybe I should make that one with the bolts, but the bolts are going to go on last anyway, so I just left them there. Because it's going to need to go on to fix the thing. So like here, I'm going to leave that off there also. And I have the screws and everything in. So I have that. I went and I found my coupler here.
Where'd you find it?
I went to McMaster and searched for it. And so I wanted to figure out that angle, so I just did inspect, and I picked on this face and that face. It tells me it's 48.3 degrees. So really close to 50, but I'm going to go ahead and enter that in. So I went back to my first sketch, and actually I'm just going to do this again. So I went back here, just because I want to figure out how long those pieces need to be. And so I just drew a line from that corner out here somewhere and then back to that corner. And that's because on the picture, going from here out to it, but then this piece, it needs to the outside of that edge, right? But here is going to the inside corner, because on the other one, the outside is going to go into that thing. So I kind of need to make that adjustment for it. From here, I'm going to make these two equal, so that way it centers it up. So every time you have two things that are at an angle, and they start at the same point, if you make them equal length, they're going to center. So that's kind of one of those things while you're constraining things. I make things equal to help push the center, and that's why I don't use symmetric. Because I can just use equals and making horizontal things, and it does the same thing. So now I can go in and give it that dimension. It was 48.3, something like that. Hit it there. And just to see the difference, I want to just do a dimension from here to this point. I just want to see that. I click.
Measure.
And then it just put that in. Oh, it should. If I try and change that though, it's going to give me an error.
Oh.
So what I really want to do is when I do that, because I just want to measure what's already there. If I click it, and before I put it down, if I make it driven, now it's going to measure, and see it has the parentheses on it. When we were looking at drawings, what do parentheses mean?
Close to that.
It's just for your information, right?
Yeah, just for
It's your information that's not controlling anything. Same thing here. The driven dimension doesn't control anything, just tells us what it is. So it's 46.9 at that measurement, and if we make it 50, oh, that's 2 inches different. So that probably matters a lot, right? So we probably want to keep it at the closer measurement, because we want that to fit flush in there. But if we didn't, we just want it to be in there, we could just weld it up. I don't know. So it's actually kind of 47 there. But I need to have that outside edge also, right? So I could, when I line this up, I could line up on the inside or the outside. Actually, might as well use the inside, right? So I need to know how long this is. Go again, driven, and I'm gonna go there. So tell me that 73, whatever. Also right here, when I pick on it, it tells me that's D169. So letting it do some of the stuff for me. Make this 48. Make the math easy. But now when I make a new piece, I'm just going to turn off sides. Extrude. Here. New component. D169. Oh. What was it? It's 169. Okay, never mind. I thought I could have it use that driven dimension, but it looks like it doesn't want it. It was 73 something. I'm just gonna put it there. I can always change it. So now I can go put that in and joint. That part with that corner to need to do some math on here. I want to move over. But it needs to be flush there, so I need to do some other stuff. What was that? What did you say?
Oh, I was saying which way was the angle measuring?
It was measuring this way. So, and this is measuring this way, so it's going to be 180 minus half of 48, so that's 24. There we go. So it's 48 side to side, so half of it's 24. But it needs to come out. We're going to have to adjust this. This needs to be.
That seems to be.
If I look at this, that whole thing it's flush all the way. So maybe I should do that chamfer first, and then I can do it. So instead of trying to line that up, I come here, do that chamfer. Now this is where I'm going to use distance and angle. So I'm going to come in my 1.5, and my angle is going to be my 24. No. 90 minus 24. There we go. I can do a joint there. They have some things probably. It. Rotate it. Supposed to be down though. So I'm gonna have to pick different points, but it needs to come out. There you go.
Okay.
So now that's how I want it. What? The U. Does it go on the outside? No, it was on the outside. The cut's on the outside. That's what I did, right? No, I didn't. Shoot. So, yeah, I'm gonna need to flip it around. So I need to make that go the other way on the chamfer. So, you're getting the idea though. So, we're gonna need to make that on the other side so we can cut it in, and then we can put this on the end of it. Or it might be easier to put these on the end and then stick it in there, right? So, let's try it that way. So, even without the chamfer, if I go in and just do a joint, like on that edge there. Wait, why am I not able to pick the right stuff today? There. And then I can do the same thing, and I can put it in place, and then I can just cut it, right? And that way I don't have to worry about it, because I can just put it in place, and then just sketch on based on the side, instead of having to do a chamfer. So I can do it that way too. I'm gonna let you guys try and figure it out, and I'll figure out which way works best for me, and we'll talk about it on Tuesday, okay? Any questions?
Nope.
Nope. All right. Then have a good week.